Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone today? Hope everyone is all looking good and feeling hunky-dory. Okay, Lily. Oh, we have some silly ideas.
We do have some silly ideas.
Very silly ideas. So can you obviously hear me, and can you hear...
Can you hear me?
Can you hear Louise? It'd be great if you could. Be a bit pointless getting through to 5 o'clock and we realise there's no sound. So good. Can everyone hear? Excellent. Made it just in time. Well done, Sandra. Good. Thank you all. Let me just take that off there. Could have need that at the moment. All right. Good. Do we need to say anything before we carry on, Louise? Could we have an announcement to make, don't we? The books.
Just the announcement, yeah.
The books. Okay. So everyone, this time last week we had a bundle of books given to us by a gentleman in Ireland by the name of Ted, and we were given them and we wanted to give them away to people who are members of our At The Bench community on Facebook. If you're not a member of the At The Bench community on Facebook, just search for that and join it. We're close to 4,000 members. We're gaining about 1,000 members a week, which is absolutely amazing, isn't it?
That is brilliant.
So we're just shy of 4,000 at the moment. We will be there over the next few hours, I am sure we will. And what we did, we said that everybody on the At The Bench community on Facebook, if you've got some hints and tips and tricks, post a photograph with the hashtag. What's the hashtag?
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. Hashtag thank you, Ted. And we say we will pick 4 today. Now, I'm pleased to say we're going to pick 5 because there's another book that we found that we're going to give you. So this morning, Louise and I just simply scrolled through Facebook and we found all the thank you, Ted hashtags with the tips, and we have picked out 5 people from the community who we are simply going to gift these books
Random.
to. Completely at random. They are books that Ted had. They are not necessarily brand new books, but they were books that were surplus to his requirements. There were 2 books on here that Louise hasn't got, and as much as she begged me not to give them away, we are giving them away. So we got 5 books, haven't we?
We've got 5 books, yes.
We've got 5 books. So shall we start to say the names on the community?
Yes, and I will let you guys know personally as well via Facebook.
Yes.
On the community. So the first book we're giving away is the Codina.
Okay, yep. Charles.
Yeah.
Even though this says Carl's, it's Charles.
Is it Charles?
It is Charles. So this is the book here. I'm going to go on
book.
the overhead. Let's go a bit wider on that so we can all see. Jewellery, Vessels, and Ornament. I love the books that Charles has done. They are really, really good and amazing. And the winner from the At The Bench community on Facebook is Louise.
Erin Innes Thwaites.
Erin Thwaites. So excellent. Well done, Erin. We're going to be contacting you to let you know that that book is yours, and we will be posting that out to you post haste.
I will DM you. Don't post your address on the community anywhere. I will DM you, and yeah, we can get your address in confidence.
Yes, excellent.
Thank you very much.
Second book, please, Louise.
Joe. No. Oh, whoops. No, the second book is the Klein book. Klein Herbert, which I think is the mineralogy.
It is.
The manual of mineralogy.
The Manual of Mineralogy. Louise wanted this one.
Happy. Oh, my mic's turned off. Sorry. And my back. My battery's gone, that's why. Batteries!
Where are all the batteries gone, Lou? There was a bag of them here. Ah, did I? Oh dear.
Shall I just shout?
No, there's a bag of batteries around here somewhere. You've got no batteries. Oh hell. Sorry about this, chappies. I put the batteries safe next we got a big aha in my drawer. How many do you want, Lou?
2, please.
Can I have a pea, please, Bob?
Yep.
There you go. Always check your batteries before you go on it. Excellent.
I'm back.
Good. You back?
Oh.
I'm back now.
You
I'm
are
back
back
now.
now. Good.
Okay, can you hear me now? Sorry, guys.
So the second book.
The second book
is
the Klein Hurlbut Manual of Mineralogy. That's hard to say.
It was. You had a problem, didn't you, earlier on with that?
And that is going to Joe Smith.
Joe Smith.
So
Excellent.
I'll be in touch with you later, Joe.
Brilliant.
Fabulous and jealous,
that's-
but I'm
So
happy
that's
that
the
you're having it.
Manual of Mineralogy.
The next one is the Revere book.
The Revere.
Revere. Wonderful metalsmith, a great educator.
Yes.
Wonderful book.
Love this one.
It's another great
Ring
book.
Repair. It is a very good book.
Have we got that book?
Yes, we do. In fact, this was. Oh, let me take out Ted's information because that was one that he's bought. And take out that as well. We don't need that. So yes, it's again a very good book. Always very, very good photographs in here from Alan Revere. And the winner of this book is
He might be here because he does join us. Stuart
Little
Simmons.
Simmons. Only like that was the mouse, isn't it? So congratulations to Stuart.
So Stuart's having the Revere book that will be on its way to you. Like I say, please don't put your address, your post anywhere on the community. Get in touch with me privately via louise@andrewandlouise.co.uk, or I will private message you sometime over the next 24 hours to get your details to post them out.
Brilliant.
The next one is the Schumann. I think it's Gemstones of the World. Or Gemstones of the World. The Schumann book is a lovely book.
Gemstones of the World.
It looks like quite a small and light book, but it is absolutely
in depth, lovely photographs.
jam-packed, full of wonderful information, gorgeous pictures. Yeah, it's a lovely one to just put in your bag, carry around, and
when you're on the tube, on the train.
Yeah, no, it is.
Stuck in traffic jam. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the winner
The
of
winner
that book
is Anthony Bonici.
Excellent. Well done, Anthony.
Our lovely, gorgeous filigree expert.
On the doofers.
Yeah, wonderful. Great.
Brilliant.
Yay. Okay.
And the last book, because we
The
had
last book
1, 2,
is
3,
the
4,
gorgeous
5.
emeralds.
This is this is an expensive book,
I know.
and it cannot get it anywhere. This is the copy. I cannot find another copy of this
Really?
anywhere at all. I've been searching for this, cannot find it. So whoever wins this is going to be so. Let's let some people into the group in a minute. So lucky buying it. The last time I saw this book up for sale, it was on sale for £220. So whoever gets this,
It's a very lucky ducky.
yes, absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I
well,
know.
I can tell you who's won it.
Who has won this one, Louise?
It is Emma Madden.
Emma Madden. So
And
that
Emma is, I'm so happy that Emma's won this because she's wonderful on the group. If you're in the group, you'll know she just celebrates every win. She loves everybody. She's absolutely wonderful. She's so encouraging. She's so enthusiastic. She is absolutely wonderful in the group. So, yay! So you've won this book, which is seemingly quite rare, isn't it?
it is very much so. Yes.
And very, very, very lovely. So I'm really excited about that for you.
Good.
Even though I wanted it.
You
And I can't have it.
You did want
But
it, didn't
yeah, I'm really pleased.
you? So very pleased.
Yay!
Good. So yes. So this was just one of the benefits of being part of the Facebook group. It's at the bench community. If you're not part of the at the bench community, as I said, we're close to 4,000 members. Go on Facebook, search for at the bench community, and join the group. An amazing lot of people. It's really, really nice. There's no nastiness. Everyone's posting.
It won't be
everything's-
either because,
because you will sort them out. But yeah, it's a great community, isn't it?
Can I just say, you can see all of the wonderful tips because if you go into the community, you have to be a member of the community first and foremost, but you can go to the little search magnifying glass in the top right-hand corner, and if you put in the hashtag thank you Ted when you're on the community, it will bring up everybody's amazing tips all in one place.
Really good.
And you can just look at them all, and they're all fabulous.
Yes.
They're absolutely wonderful. So yeah, do have a little look.
Yeah, and
Because-
no tip is not what I'm trying to say. Every tip is a tip.
Yeah, they're all brilliant.
Yeah. if you know what I
Mine
mean.
was a little bit jokey when I said don't spill platinol in your tray, because that's what I did on Friday.
Oh, Janet.
But it seemed like a very important tip because it stunk, And as I was cleaning it up, I just don't know. Then I put them in the bin and the smell didn't go away, the dirty tissues. And then I went out in the shop and I said, I'm really sorry about the smell. I've just been using something to darken some metal. And everybody just looked at me like, well, we think it's you now. So I should have just styled it out.
Can you remember what the tips were?
No.
Because
well, yes,
Janet's just saying, well done, what were their tips?
Oh, yeah, I did photograph them. Yes, I did photograph them. I wonder if I can get them on here.
Just see what they are.
Yes.
Just
so let's have a little look. Well, I've actually screenshotted. So Erin said, I thin out my solder strips with the mill or hammer them before cutting it, colour each type with a different colour Sharpie. I then store it in separate sections of a small box, so it's like a pill box, I suppose, isn't it?
Box, yeah.
If you drop a piece, then you will know what it is, and the Sharpie burns off.
Exactly.
I love that tip because I've got a little box full of just random bits of solder that I don't know what they are, so that is the one that I will definitely be doing. Jo had a lovely tip. Give old drill bits a new lease of life when you need different size posts for a jig, and she posted a lovely picture of a homemade jig here which works absolutely perfectly. So that was another brilliant one. Stuart's tip was use a bottle with a medical needle, I suppose, isn't it? I'm not sure if I'm right to say. To deliver flex just where you want, or a perfume bottle to spray a fine layer of flex over a wider area, so like a little spritzy. And you can get these little bottles with the very fine pipettes. Oh, can you?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll definitely be doing that. So that will work with like a ready-made flex, not so much a borax comb, but yeah, wonderful, really cool tip. And it's a great way to control where you're putting your flex, where you want to inhibit your solder flow. Love it.
Yes.
If I missed somebody's tip, that was Stuart. Anthony, I didn't screenshot yours, but I'll come back. Emma's was running out of bench space. I think we can all identify with that, can't we? But need more storage, yes. Take all those metal tools and stick them on your new magnetic wall strips. No bench space needed, and they won't break the bank. And there's a little picture of you stick them on, and you can just stick them. Great. I think that's a very common problem and a tip that we can all make the most of.
Very good.
Yes, cool.
So
brilliant.
Go and look at them, go onto the community and have a search, and you will see them all on there. So thank you very much to everybody who took part in that.
Great, yeah, brilliant. You can see all the tips on the community. You could carry on if you've got great tips. You can still hashtag thank you Ted, and then it'll add to the tips bank. Actually, that would be great. I'm going to carry on doing it.
Very good indeed.
We all know what it means now. I love it.
Excellent.
Okay.
Shall we do some Q&As?
I think so.
Do we have some questions there, Louise? Because it is Monday the 21st of July, coming up to August. Where are the months going? I will never, ever know.
Absolutely flying by.
Absolutely.
Okay. Questions. I think I saw a question about flooring. What flooring have people got? What's the best? Where did I see that? Yeah, where did I see it? Jill uses black clip together soft mats. Because I know you've said in the past carpet is better for trapping metal dust, lemon, that kind of thing.
Yes.
That's great if there's no anything loose. You don't want like loose tiles, loose bits of carpet, nothing. So I know you say carpet is great because you're not walking. Yeah, it traps the dust and you're not walking it out, but then you've got to try and recover it from the carpet somehow.
Yes. But you'd hoover, wouldn't you? You'd hoover.
Yeah.
And then you'd save your bag.
Yeah. It doesn't walk out on your shoes.
Yes. Because years ago, the jewellers used to work on a grate, iron grate. So all the lemon and everything fell through to the floor underneath. And as the person walked, it scraped their shoes and everything just got trapped down there. And there was nothing then to get caught on people's shoes because it just went through the grating.
It's good, isn't it?
Yep. And then also...
You're better off putting carpet on the bottom of your shoes, though, aren't you, and just wearing them in the work. Mind you might be a bit slippery. No, scratch that, erase that. It's erase that.
Someone who's so hot on health and safety.
I know.
As
soon as I said it, I was like, no, don't do that.
Stick that to our shoes. The other thing is obviously put a mat on the entrance or exit of your
Trip hazard.
workshop. No, mat. No, it's fine. At the door as you go out, not.
Make sure it's not a trip hazard.
Make sure not a trip hazard, and wipe your feet as you go out as well. Everything gets caught up in the mat. I always thought like a lino or something smooth would be better, so you can mop it and wash it and that sort of thing. But I was told by the guys in Pressman Mastermelt, carpet tiles are better because you can simply take up the carpet tiles, wrap them up afterwards, and send them off to the refiners. What we would do, we always hoover anyway. We got a hoover, and that bag always then gets put into our Lemel anyway, so nothing really gets out of the workshop. That's what it is. But if you go up to the Birmingham Jewellery Quarter, the Jewellery Museum, Peplow, I think it was, they closed back in the early mid 1900s, I think it was, and there's all sorts of tales that they will tell you. You find that some of the bench workers would have Lemel on their hands and they would just put it through their hair, run their hands through their hair. And if they had things like Brylcreem or something like that, it stuck to that. They used to go home, wash their hair and collect all the Lemel.
Really? Surely it's better to just wipe your hands in a tissue or a sticky
then
tissue.
Then you've got to walk out with a tissue, which you're not allowed to walk in and out with anything, but in your hair, that is what they used to do.
Wowie.
There we go. And also then, when they used to be given the metal to work on during the day, it was weighed as they took it out, and they weighed it as they brought it back
sorry,
in.
where was this? Because I wasn't paying attention.
The Jewellery Museum up in the Quarter in Birmingham.
Oh wow! Oh, we'll have to go. I've not been there.
Yes, and that was really interesting as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Because they I can't remember which one it is, but one of the diamond mines, they used to X-ray the mine workers out, didn't they?
Yeah.
And expose them to radiation, which we now know is
Really
obviously
bad.
Horribly dangerous if you're repeatedly exposed to it. And I don't think they even showed up on X-ray. So yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
But
so
good.
How
Excellent.
times change.
Exactly.
Thank goodness.
That's another question.
Susan says, stretchy bracelets are in style and are being made by commercial jewellers. So how would you produce, would you produce any, and how much would you limit it to? How much money would you limit it to if you made them?
There are people selling things like Joma bracelets that are on an elasticated thread. I think Hot Diamonds has just brought out a beaded bracelet. Plug I do beaded
bracelet.
bracelet.
They're not beaded. They're not stretchy. Then I don't think they are.
Okay, Plug I do a beaded bracelet as well. They sell for about £100, £110.
139 they are now.
139. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Joma bracelets. You can make them quite easily because you can buy the hollow balls quite inexpensively and just thread it on some elasticated thread. I would just put that thread around, thread it round once, thread it round twice, tie it, a bit of hypo cement or super glue on that knot, cut the ends off and tuck it inside one of the beads. You do yours 3.
Because I do rethread quite a lot of the I won't name the brand, but the commercially available ones, which are the higher end ones, the more expensive ones. Obviously the cheaper ones, it's by the time I rethread it, it's easier for them to just buy another one. But yeah, they do, because people taking them on and off, they just stretch, don't they?
Well, it's like the one I got.
And then it fatigues, and then that needs rethreading.
Yeah,
and then it snaps.
Like
but
if
it's threaded around 3 times, usually they don't. You don't lose the beads, but I just keep a little stock of the beads to replace. But the macaroni beads, the long beads, if you can interspace the little balls with the macaronis, they're really quick to just make up these little stretchy bracelets if you did want to make them. Otherwise you're threading tiny, tiny, tiny beads. But if you put the macaroni beads there as well. The silver macaroni beads, not macaroni.
Like the kids make when they're babies.
You can buy little charms or make little charms. But it does... I suppose you could... I suppose the beads are inexpensive. They're hollow and the thread is not really anything. And you can make them up in what... half an hour, 20 minutes.
Half an hour, easy half an hour, yeah.
And So yeah, I guess you can make them fairly inexpensively, and it's...
Materials are cheap.
Yeah, you can make them up
it.
for a little gifty. It's lovely. People come in and they just want something affordable just to gift, birthday present, whatever. So yeah, they would sell. They do sell.
Yeah, and put them in a little satin pouch, perhaps.
Yeah,
like that.
people like them for occasions, don't they? So if you can make one with, I don't know, a birthday cake on, or a little heart, or a new mum, or like occasions, they seem to like it for those sort of things, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, so
How far did we get? Oh, Mike says, I found a use for paste solder, soldering 4mm cabochons to round wire for stacker rings. Oh, cool.
I found these for paste solder as well. Keeping the door open.
Okay. Claire says, I saw the coffee warmer for liver of sulphur, but I prefer lavender in an air diffuser personally. Yeah, same. Barbara says, when adding wire designs to a backplate, what is the best way to solder so there is minimal or no solder stain?
Right then. So, the best way to solder on wire onto a backplate is obviously, as you say, is to minimise the amount of solder. So what you do not want to do, this. You've got your plate here. You want to put a spiral like that, and that is out of wire. What you don't want to do is put, a little pallion by here, little pallion by here, little pallion by here. Right, you do not want to do that, because what is going to happen is that as soon as you heat up the plate, there is a chance then that the solder will melt, and that is a good thing. But the solder may melt initially on the back plate, and if it does, even though the solder then may flow, you're going to be left with like a little bit of a ghost of where that solder was on the back plate, and you'll never get that off. If you do get it off, you're going to notice that the surface or the level of that back plate will not be straight. It'll be slightly wavy where you've gone perhaps with an eave disc or something like that to remove those little ghosts, and I call them little ghosts. So the idea, what you want to do is you want to sweat solder some solder onto your wire. So get your long wire, okay, come along and just melt some solder on your wire in certain places like that. You can do it straight or bend it into that first, and then sweat solder your little bit of solder in the places around the bent wire. If you do it on a straight length, there's a chance that it's not going to bend nice and easy, because these areas are going to be a little bit thicker and the wire will not bend. But if you do that, then what you can do is flux the whole area, put your wire on top of your back plate. So now you've got your back plate here, okay? Here is your wire on top. Heat from underneath. As you heat from underneath, here's your torch, the back plate will warm up, the heat will get taken through to your little piece of wire on the top, and then when the temperature is just right, the solder will melt from the wire onto the back plate. The solder will not then flow anywhere else. Here's the side of your back plate, here is your wire. As you all know, the solder likes to stay between two surfaces, so the solder will just melt and cause a little fillet underneath that wire. It will not flow onto the surface because it likes to stay between two surfaces and doesn't like to venture out on its own, so it'll stay between the wire and the back plate, and that is the best way to make sure that you get a nice, perfect background when soldering wire onto a sheet. Yes, Lou?
Good. Okay. Ina is saying, in the internet I see almost everybody piercing silver sheets with the protective foil still on. Is this to protect the silver while it is work in progress? Is it okay for the saw blades?
So when I always try and leave the protective paper on as long as possible, because if you, and again I see it in books and I don't understand the reason why people want to take it off, because as soon as you take that protective layer off the silver, it's going to start to get marked. You have your bench peg, you put it on your bench peg, there may be slight little bits of enamel, there may be some sharp little bits on your peg, you're going to be moving it around, you're going to be piercing, whatever's on your peg, even if it's completely smooth, you're going to be marking the metal. And those marks you put onto the metal, you've got to get off. So don't get them on there in the first place. So keep the protective paper on, or the plastic on your silver for as long as possible, so your silver does not get marked. Because usually you can leave the protective paper on, you can get a sticky label, you want a sticky label on top of the silver, you can draw your design on your sticky label, you can then cut it out. Once it's all done, no problem, you can smooth it, you can buff it, you can emery paper it. The plastic will not damage your swords or interfere in any way, shape or form. And then just before you're ready to solder it, then you can take it off. Then you can carry on with the work. So up until that point, you've got a perfect surface that needs no more polishing and cleaning up to do.
Do you find though it cuts a little bit, like, of course it's going to cut differently to the metal, and I feel like I can't really see the metal too well.
Is that because you've just drawn your design on the plastic, or because you do like a sticker on top with a design on it?
I do, don't I?
Yeah. But no, it's something that I personally would suggest you keep that sticker on, the plastic on, for as long as possible to protect your piece of silver. Definitely, yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Donald says, should gold-filled bezel wire have gold covering inside and outside? Mine looks like the inside is brass or copper.
It is. The gold-filled, I think gold-filled is a bit of a strange name to call it, because it's not gold-filled. It's not filled with gold, it's gold that has been filled. And that filler on the inside is usually something like a brass to try and mimic the colour. So yes, if you cut through it or cut through it at an angle or anything like that, you expose the edge, and then what you'll see is, say that's the section through it, you've got a very, very thin layer of gold on the outside, and then you've got your other metal. So it's gold that has been filled, not gold filled on the inside. So that's what it is. And then you're going to see whatever's inside, and that's what you're going to be seeing. It is like a brass. It's cheap because you've got a very thin layer of gold on the outside. It could be like, what they used to call it, rolled gold, for instance. Yeah, but that's what you're going to see. You're going to see that and not the gold. If that was the question.
Gold-filled bezel wire. Yeah. I've never seen gold-filled bezel wire.
Never had it now. But that's what you...
But is it covered on the inside or just the outside?
It's covered on the outside. It's a brass colour, middle, but gold on the outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay,
Yeah.
fab. Good. Oh, Julia said, don't you mean palons? Very good. Sandra is saying, in commercially produced quality lever backs, is the hinge pin steel or silver? There is not a spring in this one. It just clicks closed on the post.
Sorry, say that again. Sorry, wire on plate. Sorry, say that again.
In commercially produced quality lever backs.
Ah, right. Okay, yeah.
Is the hinge pin silver or steel? If there is not silver in this one, it just clicks closed on the post. Sorry, I read it wrong again. There is no spring. Sorry, Sandra. There is not a spring in this one. It just clicks closed on the post. Wondering about contamination of pickle.
I think that there is always going to be a pin, obviously, where the hinge is, and I'm sure it depends on where you get your findings from. Usually, those sort of rivets are of a base metal because they are better wearing they're not going to wear out. They're a bit more reliable than having a piece of silver going through. Yes, you should be very careful if you have them and you put them into your pickle. You need to keep them out of the pickle, most definitely. If you think that that little rivet is steel, leave it out. If you think you're not quite sure, still leave it out. Otherwise, as soon as you put the item in the pickle, it's going to coat the piece with copper. So yeah, so please leave it out. If you do want to put it into your pickle, get hold of the hinge bit in your tweezers and then just suspend it with that little hinge sticking above the pickle so the rest of it can be pickled and not the hinge. Yes. Yes, Liv.
Good. Oh, Donald says, but my bezel wire does not seem to have the gold on the inside of the strip as it is discoloured.
Oh, okay. I don't know in that case then.
Maybe, yeah, contact
yeah, but yeah, we got it from
your supplier and see. I suppose as long as it's... Yeah. Was it sold like that? Like only...
It's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Is it supposed to be like that, or is it? Because if it's not supposed to be like that, then yeah, definitely send it back and
get replacement.
To sort it out.
Or send it back. Take a picture and send it back to them. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Next question.
That's it for now.
Excellent.
That's it for now.
Yes. Well, the one thing you actually bought as well a couple of weeks ago was the
what?
A new saw.
Yes.
Just tell people what you bought. That was all. Tell people what you bought.
What I bought.
Yeah.
What,
it's not up here. No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Yes, I just wanted it because it was pink, but I've got the Haymaker saw.
It's one saw we actually don't have.
Yeah.
But we do now.
We do now. Yes.
So you've been using the Haymaker.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to hear what it's going to be like, isn't it?
I think you get used to a saw, though, don't you? So I'm I
put on the spot then, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm very stuck in my ways. I'm a bit like you in that respect.
Yeah. The thing is, there's
I'm used to the Green Lion saw.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to use the Haymaker saw enough to form my opinion on it yet. I think it is just literally down to getting used to something.
Yeah.
I'm not the world's best piercer anyway.
You're pretty good.
I'm slow and I do my best. Yeah, and I do all right. I'm not doing too badly. But the Green Lion for me, I just like the way it looks.
Yeah.
And it just feels comfortable. And I think that's all you can expect out of a saw, in my opinion.
Yes.
And I know I'm, not got that much experience compared to lots of you, but you use your bog standard Eclipse saw.
Yes.
The cheapest on the market. Well, not the cheapest, but one of the cheapest on the market.
Yes.
And if I break a saw blade, I love my Green Lion saw, but if I break a saw blade, instead of replacing that saw blade, I go straight for your saw. Now, if it made that much of a difference, I would take a second to just reblade my Green Lion saw.
Yeah.
But I go straight for the Eclipse.
And carry on.
Yes. Until that breaks, and then I change my Green Lion saw blade.
And then you leave my saw with a broken blade in it.
I do, but yeah, I just think but that's what I started with was an Eclipse saw. So
it just goes to show. I think
you can spend a fortune, can't you, on everything?
Yeah.
But it's just what you're used to using, and that's all you've ever used. Is that?
I have used other saws.
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. That's the thing. I've used like the Grobe, which is the plastic handle with the wire frame. I've used this Eclipse. I've used the Durston one. I've used the New Concept. I've used the Green Lion. I've used the Haymaker. Now I am going to do something. I'm going to do a review on all those saws. I'm not going to do an adjustable saw, because that's cheating. That's cheating.
You were going to say that's just
because that's
silly.
just silly, isn't it? Because all the saws that you buy, all these fandangled fancy ones, are all fixed frame, if you've noticed. So I'm going to do a review on the Grobe, the Eclipse one, Durstons, New Concepts, Green Lion, and Haymaker.
Well, that's
I'm going to do a review on them all. I'm going to put prices, sizes, weights, and give you my lowdown on each one.
Can I set you a challenge? A piercing challenge, which for you to complete on each with each saw.
Okay.
And then I can judge.
Okay.
Which saw produced if the saw had an effect, really, because and you have to do it maybe first thing in the morning. When you come in the morning, you sit down, you do your little piecing with a different saw every morning, so you're not fatigued by the end of the experiment. Because if you sit there and pierce until lunchtime, the last one might be a little bit.
Yeah, good idea.
And if we do that, and then we can have a little look and see.
Which one? So you're going to have to put together for me.
But you have to do it blindfolded, so you can't see the saw.
How am I going to see what?
Otherwise, it's not a controlled test, is it? No. Okay. Well, you can see the saw. Fair enough.
So you're going to have to get a little sticker for me that I can stick on my silver with a bit of plastic still on it to protect it. A design.
Well, we do it in copper.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, copper. Copper, and we'll have straight lines. We'll have curved lines. We'll have zigzags. We'll have nice tight corners, open corners. Yeah, we'll
find you something.
We'll do something like that. You can show me. You can give me 5 pieces of copper, and I will go through the 5 saws.
Yeah, so it'll take about a week or so by the time like I say, we don't want you to do it all in one go because
good idea.
That's so same conditions. Nice and fresh in the morning, and we'll do it like that, and then we can just see, because the results will speak for themselves, won't they? It's no good me saying I like this or you saying I like that, or. But I've got a funny feeling. Anyway, I'm not going to say what I think because it might become true. I might manifest it, but we'll see. It'll be an interesting experiment. Yeah, it'll be good. Yes. So we'll do that. Okay, not blindfolded though. That's just silly. Okay. My bezel wire does not seem to have gold on the inside. I made, Julia says, I made a stacker ring out of gold-filled wire, but I think I polished it too much and took the gold off and it tarnished. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, definitely. Because at the end of the day, when you've got your solder joint coming together, you're going to have to file it, you're going to have to buff it, then you've got to polish it, and the layer is only very thin. So yeah, there's a chance that you've gone through that gold layer. You don't really notice it when you've got it polished because it's polished and then you've polished the outside, but then you've also polished the inside as well. It's only when the air gets to those materials you notice that the gold won't tarnish, but the filler, the inside, will, and that's when you would notice it. Yeah, most definitely. Yes.
Anko says, did everyone see the picture of the heart pendant which Louise made it so beautiful? Thank you.
We've got to put together just a little reel on that as well, because
I'm trying to get a picture. My daughter graduated on Thursday.
She did.
BA Honours in Primary Education, and I made her a pendant out of a wax carving of a heart, and I carved it just for her because it's like a nice puffy one. There's a little bit of Auntie Angela's gold in there, so that represents our side of the family, and her great-grandfather's diamond. Great grandfather from her father's side wore this little diamond in a signet ring. So that's gone into the into one of the lobes of the heart, and I can't get a picture up now to show you. It just keeps saying something went wrong.
I can put it on my phone here. I've got a picture. I've actually lost it now. There it is. There we go. So I can show on the overhead. Apart from you can't really see at the moment.
Can't see a thing.
I know. There it is there. Yeah, these are Jazzy's nails. But yeah, there's the little heart that Louise made. Nice fluted bail. Nice, solid, thick heart. And then I set the stone in that. And it looks lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's and it's
really does look nice.
She loves it.
Yeah, she's
but you can make one too. It's great. I followed the At the Bench sand casting tutorial, and also my wax carving has come on leaps and bounds, hasn't it?
It has.
Since my advent calendar, which I'm still actually working my way through. I haven't even completed it yet because Christmas was just crazy, but I've got access to all the projects and I've got all the waxes and the bits and pieces to carry on doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still doing that, and in fact I carved a ring the other day, and what did you say to me?
You say because I didn't say it right.
No, I know, but you were being nice, and you
Yes.
said, "Who did this?" or something like that, and I
Yes.
said, "I did it."
And I questioned that.
Yeah.
Because
and
it
I was
was-
like, "Who else is here? It's just me and you. Like, who could have done it?"
Because it was so perfect. Not the fact that you don't make things perfect, but it was just like something that
You
you
thought
would,
I'd ordered it as a
yeah,
blank, and
that you would have from a casting
That's
company.
the nicest thing I think you've ever said to me.
That was meant to be nice, a compliment.
No,
But
I
you-
know that.
But
no.
you didn't take it as a compliment.
No, I know. I took it. You made this. But yeah, I was really pleased.
Yeah,
I thought,
it
oh,
was
that'll do.
really good.
Anyway, my customer came in and she said, no, the head's too big for me. I said, okay, so I've got to recarve it now. So let's hope I can do as good a job.
Second time.
I've got to make it all smaller in dimensions, less chunky, that kind of thing. But and no, it's not just the wax with the square top and like before you even touch it.
Oh, I see.
Just smoothed.
It was really nice signal behind us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
So I got to redo it anyway. But there we are.
Yeah.
But but that's because of my
Wax
skills I've
carving.
learned with my
wax
my
carvers.
advent calendar. Yeah, it's really, really good. So I can highly recommend that.
Definitely for this Christmas coming and get your order in early with wax
absolutely.
carvers.
Yeah, wax carvers. I don't know if it's out for this year. I think it's maybe a little bit early.
Oh, yeah,
but yeah, I'm the wax carving lady now. Any
You
wax
are, you
carving
love it, don't you?
that needs to be done.
Yeah.
I'm your girl in the workshop,
You
aren't I?
are,
In
you-
fact, everything that I'm like, I can wax carve that, and I'm just like, there's no need.
Why are you bothering doing that?
I just want to wax
You're
carve
trying to sway the customers. Let me carve something for you. Let me carve some wax. Let me carve you something.
Yeah, I do love it. Okay, let's have another question.
Go on then.
Susan says, look away from the adjustable saw, it will take your soul. Barbara has been wanting and needing a new saw. Please do the review soon. Yes. Ina says, great when I still did not buy a new saw. Yeah, we'll do it soon, definitely. Okay, David is saying, in a pendant with two bezels connected with jump rings, soldered at right angles to each other, what is the best way to set this up for soldering? In a pendant with two bezels connected with jump rings, soldered at right angles to each other.
Okay, so I guess you mean so there's like one bezel there. I presume you mean, and then another bezel there. Oh. Yep. And you want to join this one to that one, and then you have one ring that would be coming round like that on that side, I guess. And on this side then you would have it going that way. Is that what you mean? Is that like that? So one is going this way and then the other one then is going that way. Is that what you mean? At right angles to each other, do you think, Lou? I think,
Yes.
I
Yes.
think, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So always with the jump, this is, again, I've said this on Q&As before. What really gets me is having a pendant and then just soldering a whole jumping on top. For me, it looks a little bit unsightly. So what I would do is you have your jump ring, where the solder joint is by here, you make it flat. Okay, so your jump ring is more like that. So when you have your bezel here, your jump ring is pretty much...
But your bezel's round.
What do you mean? And that's flat. Yeah. So yes, so that is what I would do. So the jump ring is thinner at one end, and that's where you're soldering your bezel onto your jumping, or vice versa. Louise just said, but yes, but your jumping is flat. Okay, just make a slight curve on it like that.
Can I tell you what I do? And it works for me every time now, because
Yeah,
I used
please
to
do,
have an
yeah.
absolute nightmare
Yeah.
setting all this up, getting them to go where I wanted them to go, and it just melted and failed, and I ended up just hot and bothered.
Yes.
I would put the bezel in a third hand, like that. I mean, it probably won't work with the bezel because the bezel's thin, but if you've got a pendant, you want to solder half a jump ring on the top or a bit of a jump ring.
Yep.
Suppose that's the top of my... Can you draw it on the board? Draw the top. Oh, I was going to say, come back to that though.
Use
on me now,
your
so-
tweezers, use your pendant.
I got a thing, and I make two little divots
Oh, okay, yes.
Because I spent so long trying to contour the jump ring or the half jump ring. Yeah. So I make 2 little divots, and that tends to be, yeah. And then I sweat some solder into the divots, and then I get another cross-lock tweezers to hold the half jump ring.
Yeah.
So I haven't got to worry about tensioning that or anything. It just holds, and I can just hold it lightly without stress. And then as the solder flows and the jump ring's up to temperature, I just pop it into the divots, and it's great.
That will work.
But it won't work with the bezel because you might melt the bezel because it's...
And you've also got to drill into the bezel.
Yeah,
This
so...
won't work.
But I've gone off the point a bit there, but...
That is a good way.
Thank you. Trial and error that was.
Yeah.
But you use tweezers for everything, don't you? And I just drop and drop and drop and drop.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
That's how the Royal Mint put their tops on.
Is it really?
Yes. The Royal Mint.
How do you know?
886. I've been over there. Yes, so the Royal Mint have a jig. So when they put their, they make small ingots like that. That goes into a jig. There's 2 little holes on top of the jig. They drill, U-piece, solder it in. Yes.
It just works. As long as you've got as long as the jump ring is open, the same width as your divots are apart.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said that really backwards, but it's...
Yeah, the U-piece has to be
great.
the same distance here as the holes are. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Royal Mint make so many jigs.
I love a jig.
Everything is made with a jig.
Love a jig.
Mint, yeah.
Oh, David uses 3/4 jump rings.
Yeah.
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 How would you do that? Sorry.
So you got your. There we go. So you got your solder block. I would have my bezel on the top. I would have then my 3/4 jump ring by the side here. Yep, and then obviously put the heat in this area here, and then I would originally sweat solder, or a little bit of solder onto the join of my jump ring where the flat is, and then as soon as they ended up to temperature, I would just push that jump ring towards the bezel, and the solder will flow. And likewise on the other bezel, what I would do is hold the other jump ring that is now vertical. I would hold that in my tweezers, again exactly the same thing. I hold that vertical with the join here, heat up this area, and that's obviously you sweat soldered some solder onto the jump ring. Again, heat up the bezel, bring in the jump ring to the side. Try not to put the flame onto the jump ring, otherwise the jump ring is going to melt. As soon as you bring the jump ring into contact with the bezel, again, the solder is going to melt. But now you're saying, but I haven't got a join. I can't join the 2 jump rings together. Well then, obviously now where you've got your jump ring here, and this jump ring here goes onto this bezel, and that goes onto that bezel, all you got to do is perhaps just slice through here, open it slightly, put that through, close that up. You don't necessarily have to solder that, but you can do to make it a nice, neat join. I wouldn't try and, although perhaps you could try and solder your jump ring with the join here and solder the jump ring onto your bezel so the join is here. Then you can untwist, connect it, twist this back so it's closed, and then solder here. That might be quite a good idea as well. But that's how I would join the pieces, and that is how I would set the whole thing up as well. Make life a lot easier for you, definitely. Yes. Yes, Lynn.
Okay, good. Hayes Man is saying, can I melt silver with an orchid torch?
Yes, you can. You should be able to do that. You're not going to melt up a huge quantity with that, but I would have thought up to about 30-something grams you should be able to melt it. Whether you melt it upon your soldering block or you melt it in a crucible with a crucible holder, yes, you can. What I would suggest you do first of all, if you're using a crucible and a crucible holder, is you heat up the crucible first. So all the heat goes into that crucible before you put your silver into the crucible. We did a workshop on melting down, recycling your metal a couple of weeks ago. It's on atthebench.com. Pleased to say the website's back up and now, so that's fantastic. So if you want to buy the workshop, it's £25. It tells you all about melting down, but you melt the silver once the crucible has got to temperature and you should be able to melt it without a problem. Yes, you can.
Good. Okay.
Excellent.
Marta is saying, I have a few saw frames and different brands of blade, but whatever I use, my cut goes to the left. Sometimes 11 o'clock, sometimes even 10 o'clock. What could be the reason, please?
Okay, so if you're right-handed, it just could be the way you're sawing. With my peg downstairs, I think we mentioned this last week. In fact, it's actually maybe on YouTube now. So when you finish watching this, go on to the last film that's just been uploaded at 1 o'clock today, talking about the V cuts in your peg. It could be the way that you're cutting. If you're right-handed and you're cutting like this, your hand is over here, and there may be a chance that you're cutting at this angle instead of that way. Or just move over this way so your shoulder is in line with your peg, and then you're more likely to cut straight. Could be that, or it could be the fact that your blade is touching the underside of your peg, so the blade is sort of being directed to the one side instead of going straight on where it is. If it's always happening like that, try a different saw frame. Perhaps
she said she's tried different saw frames.
And if all the saw frames are doing it, it's you.
Harsh.
I'm afraid. Sorry, it is.
It
is harsh.
Says, is the tension right? Could it be the tension on the blade?
I would not have thought so.
What should it sound like? Can you ping it just so we can know?
So this is not an adjustable. This is a fixed frame.
And also, are your legs uncrossed? And I mean, like, not your ankles, both feet planted firmly on the floor. Because my default is to cross my legs, and even when I'm sawing, sometimes I cross my legs and you come behind me and go, uncross your legs.
Yes.
Because it does make a big difference. And also, before you start, make sure that your shoulders are down, relaxed, kind of make your neck long. Imagine there's like a, I don't know, imagine you, I don't know, just...
Books on your head? Books on your head.
Just imagine everything's just aligned and centred, and your neck's long, your shoulders are down, you're not hunched. Your feet are firmly on the floor.
Yeah.
Because posture's plays a big part of it.
It is, and you have to be sat, because the thing is, if your legs are crossed like this, your bottom isn't on the chair, it's on one cheek and not necessarily the other. And
you're twisted, you're like that, and you're
this,
gonna,
And if you're doing that way, there's a chance the saw will go that way. So sit on the stool, sit on your chair, feet firmly planted on the floor. You've got to be grounded, as Louise said.
I think sometimes as well, because like when I exercise on the rare occasions, if you see yourself in the mirror or reflection in the window, and sometimes I think, oh my God, look at my posture. And I feel like I've got a really good posture, but when I see myself, it's actually...
Yeah, or perhaps...
No, I don't look like what I thought at all.
Perhaps when you do an overhead press, perhaps one arm is out, so you can actually see...
And the same effect could be,
Yeah.
until you see yourself, you might yeah.
You might think
I don't know
going right.
what the answer to that is. Maybe
I don't think it's tension. If it's tension, it would be going wibbly wobbly all over the place.
Show us anyway. I've done it again. Show us.
It's okay. That's the sort of tension you want to have on your blade. Whether you want to use the new concepts and you use the lever, or you push it into your bench this way, whatever, the blade has to be of a nice tension, as you can hear. And those would be my, as Louise said, it's posture and it's you. If you're going this way, but you see what I mean? Your arm is over here, but you want to cut straight here. Move this way, so you're just cutting straight, as opposed to trying to cut straight that way. Do you know what else as well?
I sometimes have to remind myself to slow it right down, because you see people on YouTube, on social media, on Instagram, and they're sawing super fast, and sometimes it's sped up, isn't it? And everything's just done in a rush, and sometimes I think I do try and do it too quickly, and I have to remind myself that the slower I can be, the more accurate. And I used to think I used to have to turn corners really quickly, and I think it's because learning from you, and you do things quickly because you've got 40 years behind you. I don't have to do it that quickly. I can't do it that quickly.
Exactly.
So I think there's that as well. Don't be afraid to really, really slow it down to what seems like a very slow pace.
Every single cut has to be intentional.
You can take it as slow as you like, definitely. And this is why it winds me up when I see like things mega sped up. Not winds me up, but it's just
it's not real.
I think it gives us a bit of a false. I think I've probably done it on the At the Bench reels actually, so I'm just as guilty of doing it. It gives us a false idea of the time it takes to do things.
Yes, because
Because if you saw me pierce in real time, you'd fall asleep.
Let's just zoom in on this one, because I got this one here. Let's just try and zoom on here now. So, for instance...
Yes, Susan, use lubricant. Yeah, absolutely. I like beeswax.
You do the beeswax. So if I'm cutting here, I would... Yes, basically every saw cut has to be intentional. Some people say you shouldn't have your saw facing forwards. Don't believe them, because if you cut in a straight line, having the saw blade at an angle facing forwards is the best way to cut a straight line. And then when you want to come to a curve, you bring it vertical, and now you can start to cut. Whether you want to turn the metal or whether you want to turn the saw, it's entirely up to you. But just make every single cut intentional as you saw. Don't bother doing this. If you're doing this and you try to, there we go, see, and then you snap.
Yeah.
So if you go fast, you're gonna lose concentration. Your left hand's gonna move, and your blade is gonna snap.
Well, the last thing you want to do is you don't want to cut yourself either, because
no, you don't want
that's when I've cut myself, when I've been rushing and made mistakes. And
yeah, the blade snaps.
I've not been at the V of my bench peg, and I cut a bit off my finger a couple of weeks ago, didn't I?
Yes, you did. So
not good.
Make every cut intentional. Perhaps every second, and then then you can see if you find that the blade isn't going where it should, you can then make the alteration. If it's going too far to the left here, move over a bit further to the right. Perhaps look from a different position. Look from perhaps this side of the blade, or look from that side of the blade, and just make every stroke intentional, and you'll find that your piercing will come a lot better.
If you're too fast, you don't have time to react and readjust. So it's...
Yeah, you're rushing. There's not much point in rushing. You don't get anything from rushing.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Okay, good. Hope that helps.
Excellent.
Cool. Good. Sandra says, I use my titanium strips with the opening the same width as the bezel. I sand the bezel between those titanium arms and use a third hand to hold my sweat soldered 2/3 jump ring in place.
Yes.
Cool.
Excellent idea.
Good. What is your favourite brand of saw blades?
I always use Pike, Super Pike, 3-stroke. I've got old Pike here. I don't have actually any here. They're all downstairs. So these are Pike. These are old. As I think his name is Sean from Grobet. Grobet? No, Velourbe, sorry. So these are Pike Platinum, and these are the other Pike. Made in Switzerland, Swiss-made blades. What we use now is, let's see, we've also got these as well, which is Velourbe as well. Bladen, we use those. But my favourite is Super Pike. I find that they are just consistent every single time. Don't buy cheap blades. Don't buy blades by the gross from eBay or anything like that. Buy a brand that you can definitely rely on. Yes. Good.
Excellent. Oh my goodness, it's 5 o'clock.
It is.
Howdy from Texas. Do you pickle the jump ring after you sweat solder, or go straight to soldering onto bezel?
I think I would always want to pickle it, because sometimes there may be a little bit of oxide once it's been cooled down. So I would always pickle it. I would just, once I've heated it and I've sweat soldered it, I would put it straight away into the pickle with some stainless steel tweezers, take it back out, and I'm ready to go. There's not much point, I don't find, putting it in water first, then putting it in the pickle, waiting for that to pickle, then take it out. I like to move fast, I like to move quick. So you sweat solder in the pickle, in the water, bit of flux, and you can carry on soldering nice and quickly.
Good. Helena said the bench peg needs to be at the correct height for your eyesight to see in focus. Yes, for the piercing question.
Yes.
Yeah, very good point, thank you.
Yes, and again,
the blade can also get hot and lose some tension.
Yes, it could do. Yeah.
That's another reason for not going at it like...
Yes, lubrication also cools the blade as well as lubricates the blades. So yes, so the peg here, I would prefer the bench to be about an inch and a half, 40 millimeters, a little bit higher than what it is. I find this is just a little bit too low. I would prefer this a little bit higher so it comes to by here. So basically I can see it. And then also my arm is in a better position for the peg. But yeah, play around with it, experiment with tension, experiment with position as well. So your shoulder, I can see in my little monitor underneath the camera there that my shoulder now is in line with what I've got here. If I'm doing this, yes, if I'm doing this and trying to cut, it's a bit more awkward. So yeah, that's where your hands may be doing that, because that's natural for you to move.
Come back next week and tell us if any of that's helped. That'd be great to know.
Please do. Excellent. Let's go, Louise.
Okay, fabulous.
Everyone, thank you so much for everybody's questions today. Hope that they've been of some interest. Congratulations to everybody who won the giveaways books on the At the Bench community. As I keep saying, if you're not a member of the At the Bench community on Facebook, look it up, join it, or let you in, and you could be in with a chance of winning some more goodies over the next few months as well.
And it's worth it just to look at the TED tips.
The TED tips
that are on there now. I think they're brilliant.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Ted.
Good.
Cool.
Diolch yn fawr. Thank you, everybody. That's the bit of words that someone's just said on there. Diolch yn fawr. Well done, Julia. Okay, we're going to see you next Monday. No, we won't. Okay, so I'm not going to say too much, but we're not going to be here next Monday. That's what I'm going to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. We shall see you in 2 weeks' time.
We will see you in 2 weeks' time. We will all be revealed.
No, we've just got a...
We just got so much to do.
We're just not here next week.
Pardon?
We're not here next week.
Not here next week. Okay, everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. We will see you in 2 weeks' time. Enjoy the rest of your week and whole of next week. We will see you all very soon. Let me say goodbye.
Bye.
Everyone,
Bye.
take care. Bye.